Alright everyone, so welcome back. Last week, you all had concluded your business in Yartar, of course, after confronting Elaine Van Enric and Atalia, the Lady in Purple. After confronting and dealing with her and uncovering a bit more of a conspiracy that was underway in Yartar, linking all the way back even towards Waterdeep. But after dealing with Atalia and dealing with Elaine, after freeing her from the mental domination that she was a victim to, you all had officially figured out exactly who had been kidnapping the nobles, put a stop to it, and then afterwards went and claimed your well-earned rewards. Visiting first the Water Baron's house, where she handsomely paid you all, and let you all know that the city of Yartar itself is now in your debt. And after speaking with her and taking a bit of a rest at the manor, returned back to Lady Rosolia, Artan's mother, the wonderfully pleasant woman that she is, paid you the agreed upon sum, and then unceremoniously asked you all to get the fuck out. But yeah, Artan seemed like he was going to be doing okay. He had an aquarium basically built for him inside of the compound, inside of his parents' home. Didn't seem like it was going to affect his day-to-day too much. But after dealing with all of that in Yartar and finally leaving, you all once more set out onto the Evermore Way, heading eastward towards the town of Everlund. While on your way there, you came across the remnants of a giant's campsite had been torn down and left there for quite some time, but it became clear to you all that other types of giants were certainly operating in this area. Frost giants, no less, from the far north. But after seeing that, investigating it a bit, you all continued on your way towards your first scheduled stop on your way to Everlund, the village of Noanar's Hold. While you were on your way there, you made a quick stop at the little trading post area of Calling Horns, resting there for the evening. It was not long, though, before your rest was interrupted by a pair of hungry trolls that had wandered in from the Evermoors to the north, and were intending on making a feast of your livestock. You, of course, all intervened and were able to stop these beasts before they did any real damage to you or your property, or your travel, or your friends, your pets and horses and whatnot. But yeah, that is where we will pick up today. It would now be, we'll say it's still that evening, and we'll go ahead and get y'all going. Okay, looks like Latoni had some issues with Discord. Give them just a moment.
Here we are.
Alright everyone, so while we wait for Latoni to get back into the Discord, what would you all like to do in Calling Horns, this small little outpost, as soon as you all finished disposing of those trolls? The proprietor would have run out, looked around at what you all managed to accomplish. Calling Horns.
Sorry for the damage to your establishment.
She says, "Oh no, I'm wonderfully glad you all were here, actually. This is the second time in a 10-day we've had trolls come down out of the Evermoors. Quite odd, but we were able to handle it the first time, and luckily you lot were here to handle it this time."
My skin is burning.
Oh, yes, the acid ones were certain trouble the last time as well. It should stop any time now, unless, of course, you ingested any. You didn't ingest any, did you?
Oh.
That is most fortunate. We saw what happened firsthand if somebody accidentally got some into their into their mouth, and it was certainly unpleasant to watch.
Dandy's just like staring at Wyatt now, like.
I mean, I was inside of it.
That is oddly opposite of what I was hoping hadn't happened. Welcome back, Latoni. You didn't miss much. All they were doing was talking to the proprietor of this place about the fact that this isn't the first time that that trolls have traveled down from the north, from the Evermoors into Calling Horns.
Didn't we have a party member earlier who was inside something else and claimed it was the safest place to be?
R.I.P. Freddy.
Yeah, he's fine. But... he's not dead. He's just in Waterdeep.
He left us. He's dead to me.
Wow, harsh.
I thought he went to live on a farm in the country.
No, that was Flinch.
Yeah, I think he went to take his family's crime business to the next level.
Oh, yikes. Who votes for Freddy for Big Bad Evil Guy?
A battle wizard as an enemy would be challenging, to say the least. All right, everyone. So, Tamerlane Zor, the woman who is in charge of Calling Horns, says, "Well, you know, last people that took care of this, I gave him 10 gold apiece for the trouble. I know I haven't offered you all anything yet, but it seems only fair that I give you all the same payment for dealing with this pair here. So, she does go ahead and pull out a pouch and give you each 10 gold. I know it's not much, but it's what we can afford around here."
Considering these things would have attempted to attack us and our belongings as well, it was the least we could do.
You mean you would have done it without payment? Damn.
Potentially. The world will never know now.
Alright, everyone, so just a quick reminder, Calling Horns is basically just a little boom town type of area. It was, up until recently, just basically a tavern, but a retired adventurer put down roots here, and reluctantly, a small town built up around her. As you all were having conversations with the locals and the people in the inn and at the tavern and whatnot, they would have told you that that Tamerlane is far from what people would expect from a leader, although she is an effective one. She essentially collects. They say that she makes a point to put taxes into quotations every time she mentions it. She really just runs a protection racket, but she does such a good job at it, and there's so many dangerous things coming out of the Evermoors that nobody really cares.
There's a very small difference between taxes and a protection racket.
Right. But yeah. Go ahead.
I like her.
I was just asking in the chat. We made 400 GP last session, right? I think it was.
So 200 what we were given for gambling money ahead of time. And then we were given another 200 when we completed, and then 100 from Artan's mom for returning the locket.
So a total of 500.
Right, 300 plus whatever you finished gambling with.
I made a profit on that ship. What?
Yep.
Potion of giant strength.
Hey, I won, and really, that's all that matters.
Indeed.
Can't even blame your human heritage because you're not human.
I feel like that's the new insult going to go around the group. You human.
There are only two of them. We do outnumber them. We can bully them.
Gentle, loving bullying. Dandy's not sure about Wyatt. He's something.
He's something.
Oh yeah.
Is anybody
Come give me
attuned
your
to
gentle,
Staff of
loving
Python yet?
bullying.
I believe our warlock took it.
Did he? I thought he didn't.
Yeah, because it had to be a wizard, warlock, or druid, I think, to attune to it, and or maybe this would have been cleric, but the clerics didn't want it.
And it fits his spooky vibe.
Wizards are close enough to, or artificers are
Cleric,
close.
druid, or warlock.
Is that ready?
All right, everyone. So you can all go ahead and complete your long rest. And then, unless there's anything else you would like to do in Calling Horns, your trip to No One Our
How
Souls
late
a
is
short
it?
one. It is probably about 11 o'clock at night right now.
Is
Thank
it-
you, Libido.
Did we ever sending to Moth Blossom about
Acid orcs. Oh no.
no, about the Kraken.
Oh,
Kraken
we should have. Yeah.
Society.
Yeah, we should do that.
I think that was bad of us to leave Yartar without mentioning it to her.
I've been gone for about 2.5 days now.
I mean, maybe no one noticed Dandy sending a message or 5. How's it going? How are the kids? It's entirely possible she just talks into that thing when no one's looking.
Right? Katha just keeps it in a drawer, like tucked away, because she's just so annoyed by it all the time. She just like doesn't even look at it
Please
anymore.
let that happen. Headcanon, please.
Does she know that we call her Moth Bottom? Oh, terrible.
Latoni, Katha Moss Blossom is the group's Lord's Alliance patron, handler, whatever you might want to call it.
Handler.
Yeah, she is the one who is essentially, I don't want to say bankrolling the operation, but whenever they need heavy lifting done, Katha Moss Blossom can orchestrate Lord's Alliance forces to help them out. Things like that. She directs them towards the major points of interest and the major goals in their quest for the giants, informs them of major occurrences and things like that. She is based in Waterdeep.
You got like 20 messages in a row about what a pain in the ass Artan was.
I think they're usable only once a day. So she can only get 25 words.
25 words once a day. I'm sure Dandy used all 25 of
words
them.
from Dandy.
She spaces them out throughout the day. She'll say 1 in the morning. She'll be like, "Hi," and say it again. And say it again at noon.
Oh my god! It's like waking up in the early morning hours. It's like, oh, my adventuring party. Those that I've sent forth, they have sent me a message. Hi. God damn it.
Oh, that implies that it's like a mess. There's a, what is it?
An
Like
answering
a
machine.
missed call. A missed
Yes,
call.
an answering machine. It just like saves the message until you wake up.
Okay, everyone. So, your long rest now complete. The early morning hours dawning over Calling Horns. Yeah, now that it's early morning and a lot of the cloud cover and the fog has cleared away from the evening, you can see quite a ways into the Evermoors. It is a very vast, expansive lowlands area just to the north of Calling Horns. Those of you that are familiar with the area would know that the Evermoors is essentially an endless swampland. It is teeming with undead, dark creatures of various types, black dragons, several call the area home. It is not a safe place, hence the people of Calling Horns being completely content and essentially participating in a protection racket to be defended from the creatures that come out of there. Yeah, not exactly a very friendly place.
It's not exactly a racket. If you're
Right?
actually providing, protection from the undead.
Yeah.
Don't
But
tell
that's like-
don't tell Tamlin. It's the only thing that keeps her conscience stable at night is thinking that she's scamming these people.
It's like saying our military's a racket by keeping us safe from invaders.
Yeah, just don't tell Tamlin that she's actually providing a service and not ripping these people off.
Right, she's a respectable politician.
Alright. So there are basic mercantiles and things like that here in Calling Horns. If you all need any basic supplies, you're more than welcome to pick them up here. Otherwise, you all can continue on to Noenar's Hold.
I think I'm okay. I'm not sure about others.
We're gonna take the shortcut.
Hold on, let me just get right here. One day. One day.
Okay, so you all have seen Wyatt's pathing and the road to Noenar's Hold from Calling Horns, taking the Evermore Way and then traveling south along the along Noenar's path, would take you about a day and a half. Wyatt's pointing a marker directly cutting straight across. That would cut the day. It would cut the time almost in half. So what would you all like to do?
So do we want to try to cut across, or do we want to stick to the road?
One day. We have a ranger.
Across.
One day. Ranger, one day.
What was that?
See, she's perfect. Oh, don't go ruining it, horse.
Okay.
Okay.
Augury, ritual.
Yeah. What's your question?
Will there be weal or woe taking the shortcut to Noenar's Hold?
Okay.
Just trees. We can totally defeat
Oh.
trees.
O servants of Moradin, grant me vision.
It will turn up as a woe for you.
It will be woe. Maybe we should stick to the roads.
I could make quiet.
I bet the roads are woe too.
I could make quiet
Ow.
travel if we want.
Let me augury, my god. Dawn, Father, if we follow the roads. Yeah, he said don't be a bitch and go through the woods. Come on now.
Well,
How far is the travel across?
So
The
you all
other
have.
side.
So you have about a day and a half of travel if you take the roads.
And if we don't?
1 day, little less.
So we have a cart.
Oh,
And-
right.
And will the cart be able to, go through the woods that we cut down?
It would be hills, hill land.
Isn't there something important in the cart that we'd like to protect?
Does it have 4-wheel drive?
I mean, it has 4 wheels.
And they do drive.
Yeah, there we go.
Can anyone else feel Horace's blood pressure go up?
Charles will just pipe up like, it's fine. You have a very skilled artificer here with you now, and any possible damage that could possibly befall this cart is no problem for me to fix. In fact, it takes a few minutes to upgrade the cart. It makes it like super fancy.
Horace, are you worried because of like the underbrush? I will carry you.
So with a tricked out cart and a
Gr-
chorus and offer to be carried through the lowlands.
Rumble, Hussin, Frossin, Rossin. Humans. Okay.
What?
All right,
let's-
so
let's-
cutting
oh, wait,
across.
it-
Let's
literally-
off. I'm prepared to meet my maker.
I love that it actually was the humans that were like,
With a-
attacking him, though.
With a song in my heart and a whistling zippity doo dah.
Brevin
Also-
mutters under his breath at that, I'm ready to meet my maker. He goes, I'm really not.
How's E feel about all this?
Yes, let's
He
let
feels
E
it's,
decide.
He's just rustling through everybody's packs looking for snacks.
I'm still calling you all the Knights of E until somebody says otherwise.
Oh wait, what was the? Yeah, I get the reference. Is it Knights of Knee in the original?
Yeah, the
What?
Knights that go knee.
Yeah.
Yes. Ni Pang Nuang. Icky,
by
icky,
the
icky,
way,
patang.
Oh my gosh. By the way, is it alright if I use my background to potentially sell some trinkets at Collinghorn?
Yeah, of course.
To improve-
Does it give you a value on that?
So we didn't discuss the value. We kind of made it similar to how the bard makes money when they perform.
Excellent.
at
Okay.
home. That's
So
how
why
much
don't you
I
go
will
ahead
do it.
and make a intelligence performance check,
Interesting.
kind of to show you salesmaning up your wares.
Yeah. Let's see. Just do this, I guess.
So not too much luck, not too many people here in Calling Horns, but Tamerlane is interested in anything that you can offer her that will help her just basically keep things tidy and organized around her tavern. So go ahead.
I will present to
Oh,
her
her
the
Roomba.
magical broom of cleaning.
Nice.
It is capable. You can use it 2 times per day, and it will take 30 minutes to clean the floor for you.
She'll offer you 50 gold for it.
Sounds good. I will pocket the gold and say, "Hope it serves you well."
Okay. Latoni, seeing that we're selling things, is going to go a bit into the forest, and he's going to find like unbudded flowers, and then he's going to just grow them, and then pluck all the prettiest ones, and then then bring them back and try and sell it as a bouquet.
Okay.
Would that be persuasion?
Yeah,
To
go
try
ahead and make a persuasion check. Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
they're beautiful.
They're totally
So-
not from around here.
Yeah, Tamerlane looks at that and she says, "The fuck am I gonna do with that? Is it troll food?"
Yes.
It's troll repellent.
Oh, there it is. Yep, I was gonna say, where's the deception check? Oh, poor Tamerlane. I mean, she does pride herself on being a scammer, so let's make an insight check and see if she gets scammed.
Oh my gosh.
So she looks at it and she kind of sniffs it. It's like, oh god, it really is rank. Is it repellent? You say?
Yes, it is.
Hmm. All right. Well, suppose I could part with 2 gold for it.
Well, thank you.
What do I do with it? Do I just leave it? Just like, do I have to like rub it on the building? Like, what do I do with it?
You leave them around a property, and it would ward against giants, but mostly trolls.
Very good. Very good.
As she walks outside, she sees the same type of flower already there.
No,
Right.
no, I bloomed them. Okay, they're not bloomed yet. They're out of season. They're otherwise out of season.
Tony.
Alright.
Oh no. You guys are gonna come back and the place is just gonna be like completely torn down by trolls. Like, but you said.
No. I'm making him chaotic real quick.
Okay, so you all are cutting straight across the hills to Nornar's Hold.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we like adventure.
Adventure. Oh no, where's the... I have to find the meme.
The thing about Latonia is that he's very strict to his like principles, but his principles are he only has a couple of them, so he doesn't.
Oh, I failed. The joke is gone. The meme is dead. Oh no.
What was it?
I was gonna try to find the Zap Brannigan meme. It's like shows like the scheduled route and then the zigzag. And there's a route with some chest hair on it. All right. Okay, everybody. So, as you all roll off the beaten path, luckily you are in a grassland area, and the Desert River is a pretty good guide on the direction that you all should take. You do, from your maps and what you know of the area, if you follow the Desert River eastward, you will run into Noanar's Hold, so there's not much risk of getting lost here. But yeah, you all make your way towards the hold, and as you all approach the town, you're starting to notice something a bit odd. Namely that the darker it gets, the less people you all are seeing out on the countryside. Farmers have thoroughly shuttered and boarded their doors and windows. It is probably about 5 o'clock by the time you all make it to near the outskirts of Noanar's Hold. But more and more people are barricading themselves in their homes. As you all approach the hold, the sun is still setting. It is not entirely dark yet. But there's a small village that is Noanar's Hold. There's a bit of general lore that you all would know about the place. First and foremost, the village is on the edge of the high forest, and it grew up around a famous hunting lodge built over 200 years ago. In its heyday, Noanar's Hold hosted hunts that attracted the wealthiest nobles and merchants from all around. The village's famous hunting lodge, the White Hart Inn, is a huge, multi-storied hunting lodge, and you all can see it as you approach. Now, although people are going into their homes and generally just trying to avoid all of you, you can see that they are still inside their homes. Lights are lit, and just as you all are making your way over there, as is the norm as interesting developments begin around this area, storm clouds begin to roll in once more. Only pockets of starlight and moonlight can be seen through the area, and not long.
Do they roll in supernaturally, or like at a regular?
At a pretty regular rate. You would have seen them all gathering to the east and slowly rolling towards you, almost like they were rolling towards you as you were moving towards them.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the village's once famous hunting lodge stands amid low stone cottages and stables. There's a creaky building. It is a creaky building, although it is well maintained on the inside, as you can see looking in. So, all of the homes around you all, people are quickly going inside, doing their best to get off the streets as you all approach. So, as you all make your way into this small town, only one man is still out. It is probably about 6:10, 6:15-ish at night right now, and nobody is out on the streets except for this one man. And he would wave at you and he says, "Oh, hello y'all! Welcome to town! What can I do for you?"
Well, we were sent here to deliver some saddles, but what's going on? Why is everybody holding up inside their houses?
Oh, no, don't worry about them. It's just not very wise to be out after dark around here. Why don't y'all come inside, we'll stable your horses, you can get a nice bite to eat, and then you can go on that business in the morning. It'll be much safer for you all, I guarantee it.
What's happening at night, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. It's completely fine. It's just a bit of old town superstition, you know. Those saddles you got. You got 5 of them, do ya?
Do we even need
You do,
to
in
make
fact,
an
have
insight-
5 saddles.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, do we even need to make an insight check?
In fact, why don't you all make a history check? Anyone that's proficient in history can go ahead and make a history check.
Proficient, you say?
Proficient in
Oh.
history.
I believe I am
I'm
on the
excited.
double
Are
check
any of
that
us?
one.
Are any of us?
That's a
I
hard no.
might
Hey.
be. Let me double check.
Okay, so far we've got a 15 from Charles.
History is a
Hold
rare
on.
proficiency.
Oh,
I'm
I
incredulous.
always choose history proficiency when I'm making a PC. Just because, like, I know so much lore that I like to be able to use it. So, like...
Ah,
That's smart.
that's how I feel about Arcana.
There we go.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay,
Oh,
so we
I
got a
did
few
not do
people
Arcana
proficient in
because
history. So, as you all are approaching, you would begin to remember, like, old wives' tales and old rumors about the place. Dark rumors about Noanar's Hold. Dark rumors that the 5 hunt lords who once ruled over Noanar's Hold were arranging wanton slaughters to amuse their guests and even allowing their guests to hunt one another in the forest surrounding the area. This was obviously all just rumor, although the villagers are certainly acting like it may be a little bit more than that. So, with that knowledge and those dark rumors in mind, the man who greeted you all says, "You all are more than welcome to stay out on the streets, but I do warn you, it can get a little dicey out here at night. Much better if you're just looking to make a quick delivery to come on in, enjoy the fire, and take your goods on up to the hold to meet the hunt lords in the morning when they're a little less ornery."
That seems like it might be the wisest course of action.
You all do hear and see lots of people inside of the White Hart Inn. It's certainly not empty. There are a good, from what you can see from outside of the building, a good half dozen people or more just inside drinking, eating.
Is that who we were like? I wrote down we're supposed to deliver to Noanar's Hold, but we never got like I didn't write down a name who we were supposed to deliver the saddles to.
So, this man that's here would introduce himself as Avgar Philroy, and he would tell you all that, well, if you've brought 5 saddles, there's only one group that they could belong to. Our liege lords up there in the keep.
That sounds
Go-
familiar.
They're going to want to speak to an Amrath Molnabar. He oversees the keep, the day-to-day operations. Terribly, terribly upsetting fellow, but... well, we'll just say he's a bit nicer than his masters. Slaps his own knee. Thinks he just told himself a really funny joke.
Okay.
Okay, let's go in and see their hospitality.
Ah, none like it. No better place along the Evermore Way, I'll tell you that. You go ahead and tell your friends to come on by here, and never mind any rumors of slaughtering undead they might hear. Come on in.
He's trying too hard.
Yeah.
Can't beat a like enthusiasm like that, can you?
Question: am I bothered as I ride inside on my dog?
No.
Nice.
Not even a second glance. So as you guys walk into the inn, the atmosphere in here changes completely. From these spooked and scared people outside, cowering in their homes, to what looks like a bar that's made for adventurers. It is very much a hunting lodge. Various trophies along the walls. The people in here all seem like they are the rough and tumble type. With the exception of 3 very well-dressed noblemen sitting at one bar. They kind of have their feet kicked up. They're very, very pompous looking. They kind of have their feet kicked up on the tables, giving people kind of challenging little smirks as they pass by, things like that. But otherwise, the place is definitely nice. It's more of an upscale establishment. So, as you all make your way in, Avgar says, "Welcome in, everybody. The first round's on the house, as is customary here at Noanar's Hold, here at the White Hart Inn. So what do you all be having?"
What's your specialty?
Specialty here. Specialty here is a fine mulled wine made from the berries picked out in the woods of the high forest.
Sounds interesting. I'll give it a try.
It is interesting, to say the least. So he pours you some.
Dandy's gonna ask for just like plain old mead. We're
Yeah,
just
they've
gonna
got
be
that.
basic.
So everyone's first drink is on the house. Charles, as you drink that, it is intensely sour, like eye-watering, lip puckering. Like, but as soon as that passes, it is very delicate, very sweet. It's just like a split second of just like intense sourness, followed by a very pleasant, mild, very sweet wine.
Your face did something weird.
I can just imagine like a fish face, all like a.
Do it again.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Wow, you went for it. Good for you.
Do you happen to? Does this establishment happen to carry dwarven liquor?
Dwarven liquor. Yeah, we have a few different varieties. You want the clear stuff or the dark stuff?
Both.
You got it.
Hey, if you're looking for some hard stuff, I heard Dandy over there apparently got some really hard stuff from a party member that used to be with them.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what?
You know that that ale that was given to you by right? Oh my god, I can't remember his name anymore. Oh my gosh.
Was it Frederick or Silrin?
No. I'm having a
Talk about
moment.
Drake.
Drake, yes.
Oh, right. Drake did have a few bottles of that.
I had a moment. I think he gave the drink to Dandy, and there was 19 shots left in it.
Oh,
Cool.
right.
Oh,
Yeah, Dandy's not telling anybody else about that.
It's in a little flask on her side.
She got a crazy straw.
It's like it's like one of those like backpacks where every now and then you see Dandy kind of like cock her head to the
Yes.
side.
She keeps two wine glasses as like, you know those hats that have the crazy straws with them? It's like with two straws coming down to your mouth.
And she won't spill a drop.
Yeah, Latoni will like pull a little bag out of his backpack and put it next to Charles on the counter. And he's like, yeah, I have some things of my own as well. Not drinks, but some other things. Nature-y things.
Now is not the time for hallucinogenics, Latoni.
They
pulls
bloom
out-
when I walk by. What am I supposed to do?
Charles pulls out his bag and he starts reaching inside of it, and you start seeing his old arm disappearing inside of it, and it just keeps going and going until he's like ruffling around with something, and he starts pulling out this like giant mug, and just like pulls it out. It's like half the size of the table. It's like, all right, let's have some fun. You know, it's like one of those things that's bigger on the inside.
Alright, everyone. So, after maybe about a half an hour of you all hanging out here, the sun has set in earnest outside. Anyone that would look out a window would see that every home is boarded shut. Windows are shuttered, doors are locked. People are still inside their homes, but nobody is on the streets. A whole lot of nobody. But, can... Whoever would
I have
like...
a
Whoever's... Go ahead.
Remember the clothing that Silrin had? His ever-fixing clothing?
Yeah.
If I tear strips off from that, does it, like, still fix itself?
think it's essentially like it casts mending on itself, and so it would.
So
the
like
pieces
if it ever
would
was like
fall-
ripped to shreds, it wouldn't fix itself.
Or like exploded.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't
Yeah.
do that, but also it needs its pieces back to become whole again.
Okay.
What are you planning to do with it? We might be able to say that a little bit was able to be salvaged from the crater that Silver left behind.
Well, we have extra bedrolls. I'll probably pull one of those then. I just thought if I could get free cloth from Silrin's magic clothing, that'd be good. But I could also just tear bedrolls up.
What's the clock?
Yeah, what's the
Well,
plan? What
yeah.
you thinking?
Yeah, while everyone's having a great old time, Wyatt's pulling out bottles from his backpack, from his mini collection, and he's just stuffing like some of the cloth in there and sealing it with wax.
Nice. Wyatt's back to his Molotov ways.
Oh
So
boy.
something some of you may not know about Wyatt, that we'll share because it may come into play later. But Wyatt came back from a certain Ravnican, or it was not Ravnican, a certain Ravenloft dark domain with a abundance of liquor.
Interesting.
Yep.
Which all of you know that he has just bottles and bottles. I mean, he's not clinking just from his armor, but you also know he doesn't drink. Like he's never touched alcohol either.
Some of it's from different planes of existence, places no one's ever heard of.
Ooh, exotic.
Good.
When so I mentioned Latoni taking out this bag, he'll put his face in it and like take a good sniff, and his like whole body, like a ray of like different colors will just like be like patchy all over his body after he does that, visually representing how he feels.
Nice. Some people enjoy a beer, some people enjoy munching on a shroom. Each their own.
There were other things in there. But yes,
All right, everybody.
What is it with you and shrooms? Jeez.
Wait, me?
That's why you never
Wait,
mess with an alchemist.
I didn't even bring the shroom up this time. That was in the other game.
All right. So, after maybe an hour or two being in here, hanging out, enjoying your meals, anyone that wants to get a meal along with the room for the night, it would be 2 silver for the meal and another 2 for the room. But what?
Let me go ahead and work that off of mine. Even though the meal's kind of somewhat pointless.
Would we be taking all of this out of the cash fund that we got in the bag?
I'll take
That
out
way
my own
we-
personal one.
Oh, I mean, we
Take it out of
got
my
so
group
much.
loot.
We got so much in the bag, like the group loot. Why just take it from there?
Andy's
not
going to
funny.
just kind of watch Brevin eat, like totally confused by the whole thing because, why?
Oh yeah, that's a great point.
Sometimes it pays to keep up appearances.
But you're paying them to keep up appearances.
It helps me feel normal.
But you
Ew.
aren't normal.
Jeez, that's harsh.
It
I
helps
don't.
him
I don't
keep-
mean that in disrespect. I mean, really, it's just me and Charles that are the normal ones. Remember, you guys have this whole thing about hating normal people.
We don't.
Also look away.
Normal people. Wow,
I don't think
racist.
normal people. I used to be one.
How are you normal, Wyatt? You appeared out of mist and you touch people and they get hurt.
Touch people to death.
Yeah, no, glass
That's
houses.
true.
Glass
I
houses.
guess I'm not normal anymore.
I mean, I
Charles,
have to at
you
least
freak!
try
What's
them.
wrong with you?
Look, I just have a big brain, okay?
That makes you the oddball.
I mean, what I mean is, like, why even try and keep up appearances, Brevin?
It's part of keeping a low profile.
Yeah, he
Part
reads
of it.
human enough.
Danny doesn't understand.
Who are we trying to, like, hide from?
Like a great
People.
big evil vampire?
Yeah,
Who's
because
looking
I
for
was
him?
warned that the- Precisely.
Or people who hate the undead.
He's not undead. I checked
I checked.
several times.
Several
Forrest did
times.
too. Forrest did too when I first met him. For about a week, he just occasionally bat me with the holy symbol just to see what would happen.
Just every now and then, just catch Wyatt or Horace standing right behind Horace with like a holy symbol, just like checking.
Does is Brevin, was his base race human, or like does he read as human otherwise, other than the feature the?
He was
Other
human
features.
before he got his throat ripped out. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. My father was human. If that's my token into normalhood, I guess.
Mine wasn't.
Well,
Great. Is there a city on this continent where we could go for therapy?
Is
Yeah,
this
there's a-
not that?
there's a lovely little place called the House of the Restful Lily up near Silvery Moon. Pay a visit.
Wait, what's therapy?
never heard the word.
It makes the inside pain go away.
I think it's that place where you get massages, isn't it? I do enjoy those places.
See, I heard an individual on the streets of Waterdeep who claimed he practiced reverse phrenology. He just had
Oh.
a small hammer, and instead of reading the bumps on your head to give you the appropriate personality, he would apply them until you had it.
Ah.
Oh, that's good. I thought he did phrenology from the inside.
You extract the brain temporarily, and then you bump it out like a car.
I learned a new
Like a
word
what?
today.
I mean.
Is Latoni from Boston?
A ka, isn't that the
He's,
sound that a crow
because-
makes?
Because I'm amazing at accents. He is a changeling. His voice changes whenever he wants it to. So it's entirely consistent, actually, with this character.
Excellent.
And it's not me fucking up the accent over and over again. I am from Boston, though.
Well, okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
No, I meant we don't know what a car is.
No, yeah, I was going to retro that. I was going to be like, I mean, a carriage, a metal carriage.
Like a scrub in a suit of plate mail.
Charles would just like ponder to himself, a metal carriage. Not a bad idea.
And that's how cars are made.
Charles is gonna
that's
invent
how-
your car now.
I love the meta of just like D&D parties inventing random shit in the world. But
I mean, Charles is an inventor, so.
well, I'm off to bed.
As you're getting up, Latoni, those three noblemen that you all noticed when you first came in, all get up as soon as they see Latoni get up and walk over to your table. And the youngest one among them is kind of shouldering, like, that's them! That's them! I knew it! You couldn't miss them! And they all approach, says, you're them, aren't you?
No,
Yeah, you are.
Are you
There's-
no,
looking
we're
to dance-
not.
Are you looking to dance with our dates?
What?
Oh.
But they say, yeah, this is totally them. You're all the giant slayers. You're the ones that have been going
Oh.
around. You've taken out the fire giants. You've taken out the hill giants. Just slapping them down left and right.
Nope, not us. Wasn't even there for that.
Really?
Yep.
No.
They kind of look over. Make a deception check, Wyatt.
Oh, Wyatt's not lying. He wasn't really there for it.
Oh, yeah,
he
you
came in
weren't.
after when everybody was bleeding. I can do persuasion.
Charles said we
It's
wouldn't be there either.
it's deceptive.
So
wording,
there are
though.
only 3 of the
Oh.
6 players here were actually present for much of the giant slaying. But I would say that Brevin, Horace, and Dandy stick out enough for people to recognize them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
on point.
It's like, don't be modest, don't be modest. You have to be them. I recognize these ones. And points over towards Dandy and Horace. It's like, yeah, the bards have been singing about it. They've been putting up paintings of you guys over there in Tribor. It's crazy.
Sounds like you guys are quite popular in Tribor.
Yeah, what the hell happened?
Tribor was crazy.
Why one of them was just like, oh, I saw one of you. There's somebody drew a big old mural on the wall of the tower of this guy just stepping out of the mist, all kinds of tentacles flying behind him. That was you, right?
What tower?
At the center of town.
That was gone.
Oh, what's left of it? One of the broken down walls. Somebody just painted a big old mural on the side of it.
Insight
Oh.
check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fascinating.
I'm
Seems
amazing
you
at
all
these.
have been on quite the adventure so far. I'm excited to see what I'm going to see with you all.
Honestly, Dandy just assumes this is what the world is like outside of like the tundra.
So the one in the lead,
Uh.
he says, my name's Ranthal. This is Marthan, my brothers, and Lesric. We're heirs to a mighty fortune. We've made an agreement between the 3 of us that the 3 of us will go out together, and the first one to bag himself a hill giant head gets the entire fortune. I, of course, being the best with the sword, am sure to win, but they can sure try. You see the other 2 brothers behind him, kind of with their arms folded, kind of just like whispering to one another.
So which one of you works with ranged weapons? Because you're the one who's going to win.
Oh, that's the part of the deal, though, isn't it? You have to use the rapier, and he draws his rapier and makes a bit of a flourish with it. Almost nicks a couple people on his draw.
Wouldn't
And
you be
we don't
happier
play with
just
swords,
all
but-
staying alive and sharing the money?
You know, that's what I said. But, you know, those 2 over there, they're still kind of hanging back, not really saying a whole lot. They got the greedy streak in them. They do. It's all right though. I'm gonna win straight up, and you know, I'll throw a little something their way. It's fine.
Are either
But
of them
won't they
mages?
be dead?
Says, well, I certainly hope not. Any brother that would wish death upon his own brother is far from any brother that I would like to have. Terrible proof of character. And as he's speaking, the other brother, I'm sorry to interrupt my brother here, but the reason we came to talk to you all, do you have any tips, any advice that you could give us in the hunting of dragons? I'm sorry, in the hunting of giants.
Oh,
Oh,
very
I was
different.
about to
Very
get
Sorry,
to
different.
he
dragon.
did mean giants.
Well, when you're hunting a dragon, you dig this deep hole, and then you hide.
He does specify giants, though.
So
It's not much different.
You guys know all about Tribor.
Yeah, we heard the stories about you all. It was very impressive. Very
But
impressive.
then you know we lost a friend there. Same with giants. So maybe you just shouldn't do it.
And frankly, our survival there was in large part due to his self-sacrifice to drop 1 beast.
The 3rd brother who hasn't said anything in the back says, well, fortune split 2 ways is better than fortune split 3, that's for certain.
But if
tell-
you were
God!
all re- Okay. Well, if you
Gentlemen,
were really insistent on trying to hunt giants, which, mind you, I don't recommend, I suggest you properly prepare for it.
The first brother who was talking says, try! We're just not going to be any try. We're going to kick that thing's ass. He's still, like, dancing around with his rapier out.
Sweetie, you can't even kick my ass.
Are any of you mages? Any of the 3 of you mages at all?
They all 3 of them. No, not so much. We are rather proficient with our rapiers, though.
Well, I
Then
do
you're
have
all
one
going to die.
suggestion. Oh, hold up. I do have a suggestion. You see, giants, depending on what type of giant you're hunting, are not very smart. Like those hill giants, for example.
Right, that's what we're going for. We're going for the hill giants. Figured we had the best
Yeah,
shot at taking one of them down.
Well, the best way you could take one of them down is set up a special trap for them. You see, they're not very smart. The moment they see you, they'll probably charge straight at you and not even think about looking at the ground. So, he reaches into his bag and pulls out this magical shovel. You see this shovel right here, you can use it twice per day, will dig a very deep hole for you. And you can make a nice big hole trap and just cover it up, and so they won't even notice, and when the hill giant tries to charge at you, it'll fall nice and deep in the hole and won't be able to get out. And all you have to do is stab at it until it dies.
The two brothers kind of both look over towards the third brother, who's still dancing maybe like 5 or 6 feet away from you all with his rapier, kind of just like going through battle maneuvers and things like that against the air. Says, the hole rebury itself.
Of course, if you want to rebury the hole afterwards, fill it back up. You just tell the shovel to.
Yeah, we'd hate
fill the hole
hate to
the
leave
shovel will
something
take care of it for
behind.
you.
Fantastic.
Like I said, it's got two charges on it. One charge to dig the hole, one to fill it back up.
Wonderful. And how deep? Deep enough that people won't accidentally stumble across it or anything?
Well, I suspect that you'll be lying in wait nearby to make sure that
Whoa.
travelers
Brevin,
don't fall into it.
Hold on. Can I do an insight check right quick?
Yeah.
For what?
I think. Let me make sure my character realizes what I think I just did. Well, let me load it first because I'm not sure where my token is.
Yeah. While he's insight checking, Dandy literally walked away during Charles's speech because these dudes are going to get themselves killed and she's not participating in it.
Also, it's nerd shit.
I am with the changeling. We are drinking.
Exactly.
Those dudes were out.
Okay. Brevin, you're definitely getting a vibe that these brothers have some dark designs for their eldest sibling.
Brevin reaches over and just touches Charles' shoulder and goes, "Charles, no, you're not selling them a shovel. I think they're trying to kill their oldest sibling and bury him."
So how much?
Charles will just like look at him and look back to them and be like,
I'm shocked. 5 gold pieces.
Now, gentlemen, given his overexuberance and the fact that he has attempted to accidentally stab at least 12 people so far in this tavern,
They both shoot very annoyed glances to their eldest.
that being said, given his abilities or lack thereof,
Go play.
frankly, you probably just have to wait.
They both kind of look at each other and look back towards you. We'll take the shovel just in case. You're probably right, though.
I mean,
And
what they do with the
just-
shovel is totally on them. And I mean, I'm just here to give them what they need to onto Giant Town.
What does the shovel actually do?
The shovel
fucking
that my magical tinkering shovel will dig a nice deep hole and then refill it later.
We'll call it a 15-foot hole dug, and then one charge, and then another charge to fill the hole.
Exactly. No work required.
It's just a molder.
Makes your life it makes your life easier, you know? That's the purpose of these items.
I mean, it's also an anti-dragon device, as Horace mentioned a moment ago.
There you go.
Wait. Wait, okay, so because where is it? No, I can't find it. Wait.
So here's something I'll do.
One stood in front of a dragon and taunted it for 2 rounds, keeping the party safe.
I'll just kind of like whisper towards the others and be like, you know, we could always put a ping on the shovel so that, you know, wherever they dig that hole, we'll know where it is.
I mean, I'm not too interested in lousy hill giant.
I'm talking about the possible nefarious scheme.
Well,
Okay.
Do we
Look,
care
if
about
they want to kill each other, they can kill each other, but I don't think I need to be a part of it. That's all I'm saying.
What was that? Who's killing who now? And he stabs a moose, like a stuffed moose face on the wall.
Danny's gonna go take that away from him.
moose!
Hey, Danny's taking that thing away from him.
Tell
Tell me what to roll. I'll do it.
Well,
Go ahead and roll athletics, Dandy.
Oh, Thank you.
Let me roll for him.
Because giants are my favorite enemy, could I give them deliberately unhelpful info?
Absolutely.
Like,
Real quick though,
like the
Dandy,
opposite of
as
what you're
you
supposed
approach the guy who's kind of dancing around and swinging, you manage to grab onto his wrist, but you're not quite able to overpower him yet. He's still got a grip on his rapier, and he's like, "Excuse me, you should know better than to interrupt a master at his craft."
I'm gonna give you 3 Adam's apples in about 2 seconds.
I make an intimidation check, Dandy.
Boop.
Nice.
Oh no.
It's because she's small.
Oh.
So, Dandy, he says, "Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I would hate to upset you. I'm so sorry. You're obviously quite." He's being very patronizing, but he is putting away his sword.
There's steam coming out of her ears.
I will be much more careful. I am very sorry to have disturbed your delicate sensibilities.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, Latoni has been explaining to these guys how giants rely on movement to see.
One of the middle one is taking notes.
And while they're doing that, I'm just gonna be like handing the shovel over to the other guy for like 50 gold pieces.
He says he'll give you 30 for it.
35, you got a deal.
Done.
Oh god, he just instantly dies. He touches Wyatt and dies instantly.
Problem solved. Problem solved.
So, here's the thing. On the one that is being patronizing to Dandy, is this in view of all the rest of us?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Previn is going to just gently lay his new staff down. Let it transform into the giant snake and just have it crawl over there and just crawl up beside Dandy, staring at the sky.
Oh, whoa, wait. That's a python.
A giant python. So
That is the size of this room.
It slithers over. Like everyone kind of lifts their feet up. Again, this is an adventurer's bar, so this is not the weirdest thing that's happened this week.
Andy's just spitting it.
So the snake slithers up beside Dandy and coils itself nearby, like almost around, but like not obviously not crushing her, but very obviously that the snake has Dandy's back. And now let's get one more intimidation check with advantage.
All
Thi-
right.
This is a huge beast, by the way.
Yep.
Not even large. They are
Huge. Like
they're 4
stretched out would it could probably slither its entire body around the entire bar and then eat its own tail if it wanted to. Nice.
She's just petting it.
His eyes go wide and he's looking up and up and up as the snake goes higher and higher, looming over him. He's like, I think I should rest for my big day tomorrow. I believe I'll go back to my quarters now, and good day.
Sorry. Did we disturb your delicate disposition?
Yes, I am so sorry. I am frail, you see. And he's like leaning away, like leaning down away from the snake and Dandy. It's like I'm just going to, and he stumbles over himself, trips over a bar stool, and just barrel rolls and gets up and runs upstairs.
Danny's gonna look at Brevin and just tell him, "You're nice."
So Charles, the two other brothers watch their brother run upstairs, and then they look back towards you. So movement, stay still, and they won't see you. That's excellent information. Excellent information.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
Latoni, that was you. Sorry.
Yep. Exactly. Yes. As long as you stay perfectly still, they won't be able to see you.
Excellent.
Their vision's based on movement.
Charles is just like chuckling, like silently.
Keep in mind, they can see perfectly in all darkness and are very resistant to all damage.
Resistant to all damage, you say?
Yes.
Gentle.
Okay, it's gonna be a deception check now, Latoni.
um, except bludgeoning damage. They are very weak to bludgeoning damage. It's very useful to punch them.
Punch them, you say? What if I could acquire a club?
That is also useful. It is just harder to do so. It's harder to hurt them at range.
See, I'm gonna need to see that deception check, Latoni.
Is anyone helping me?
No,
Why?
you're on your own. That's
Oh,
all.
I'm not helping you get these people killed.
No.
I'm
No.
gonna say this, but I'm busy playing with Brevin's snake.
Oh no.
Please. Oh, it's pretty okay.
It is definitely okay. Let me make an insight check for these guys real quick.
I use inspiration.
Okay.
Oh god, oh god.
Okay, they can't beat that. They literally can't. They are incapable.
Oh my god.
So they have a notebook out and they're taking notes. They're drawing diagrams, like they have a club drawn in their notebook. They have a bow and arrow and a crossbow with an X drawn through it.
We're gonna kill these poor people.
Do we have a reason? Like, you guys sounded invested. Is there a reason we should care about them?
You make my soul hurt.
Right? Our lawful good dwarf is like, who am I traveling with?
I'm over here trying to keep them alive, and then this guy is over here bringing them misinformation. Oh gosh.
So stay still until they're on top of you and then punch them. Oh, that's great. That's good stuff.
I feel a little bad, and I went a bit far with the damage resistance thing, but like.
Wait, just add one more thing to the end. There's one more thing you can add. I'm like, you know what? Charles just piping out the van. Oh, and don't forget the last piece of information. Everything you just said, you want to do the opposite of all that, right?
Wait. Oh wait, the things that they mentioned before. Wait, I'm so confused. I'm lost. What are you saying? I'm sorry. No wait, I'm sorry.
That whole hiding thing still works.
No, I'm just.
All the bad information you gave them was all meant to tell them what not to do, actually, right? That's what you're trying to say, right?
So they start laughing,
No.
like you're telling them this great joke, Charles. But they are totally convinced of what Tony was telling them with their 24 deception check. So they think you're bullshitting them now, Charles.
All right, that's their own fault now.
As I try to wash my hands of this.
My conscience is clear.
Oh god. I literally have I was going to do something to be beneficial, but nope. This character is not built to be helpful. That's not my cup of tea, I guess.
All right. So, let's go ahead and get perception checks from Horace and Brevin, the two that haven't been super involved in the conversations with these, and let's get Wyatt too. The three of you haven't been super involved in the conversations with the brothers, so we'll say that you all had a better opportunity to look around and see what was going on outside, perhaps, or around the bar, so on and so forth.
19 with the Sentinel Shield.
Excellent. Oh, nice. Oh, right, I forgot.
What are you doing here?
So... Excellent. Okay, so Wyatt and Brevin, you both... Well, Wyatt, you notice somebody near the windows kind of looking up and out one of the windows. They're looking up into the sky. And Brevin, being so close to one of the windows, your gaze is kind of drawn out there too. And Wyatt, if you take a look at what Brevin and that individual were looking at, up in the sky, riding just past one of the breaks in the clouds, looks like, maybe mistaken for a flock of birds flying by in formation. 5 figures. But with an 18 and a 19, as you focus in a little bit more, there are 5 riders. 5 mounted individuals on horseback riding across the sky through the clouds. They disappear
That's like
behind a set of
normal.
clouds not too long after you notice them.
Right, Brevin?
Well, that is an unusual sight.
I mean, but Waterdeep has those Griffin Riders. That's probably
Yep.
right.
Well, what I'm kind of wondering is due to some of the local rumors and stories you hear about this place, if that may be the nobles of this place on one of their hunts.
Also, quick question: did you say there was somebody outside the inn looking up?
No, somebody's standing like along the inside near one of the windows,
Oh,
kind of leaning to get a good look outside.
Okay.
The eldest brother went upstairs, right?
The oldest brother went upstairs, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna follow him to gift him with information.
Okay.
Can I deduce which room he went into, or is he like making any noise from any of the rooms so I could figure out which one it is?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, you see him at the very end of the hall. Just as you turn a corner, you can see him go into the room at the end of the hall.
Okay, I'm gonna follow him. Knock on the door. Hello. I was with the band of giant slaying.
As soon as you knock, Latoni, you say, "Ha! That was fast. I hadn't even ordered the room service yet." What do you want?
Oh, I just wanted to bless upon you a bit of knowledge for your journeys. To assist with the giant slaying and all.
Oh, of course. I mean, I am, of course, entirely equipped to deal with these, but I could certainly use the help from my brothers downstairs. They're unlikely to survive the encounter tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yes, that is quite likely, I do believe. And he is going to give him entirely accurate information that is the opposite of what he told his brothers.
Okay.
So they are very perceptive. They're very perceptive. Most of them generally aren't resistant to very many things. You could probably hit them from range, stuff like that. And like other generally useful things that I can't think of as a player right now, but Latoni would know.
Okay, cool.
And yep, after that he'll just remark, and your brothers don't seem to know very much about the giants, so watch out for them.
Oh, I wouldn't have expected them to. They're rather dim, those two.
It seems, yes. And then he'll turn around and leave. There is a balance to the art of trickery.
So, Wyatt and Brevin, downstairs, you all would see those figures riding through the sky, and the more that you watch them, the more that you track them, they seem to be circling the village. They always ride by the same patch of sky. You can pretty much watch them like clockwork. They are very much making a circle over and over again around the village of No One Hold.
Well, I can see why everyone is holed up inside in this case.
It's also important to note that there are other people that would notice this, but they are all taking a very special care to not look out the windows. Except for the one person you all noticed, of course.
Would Latoni notice them, like looking out the windows? I imagine it'd be pretty obvious.
It'll be a moment until you're downstairs. This would be happening while you're up there, and Horace and Brevin and Wyatt would be checking that out. But in a moment or two, you might see them looking out the window.
Mm-hmm.
So Wyatt, Brevin, do either of you react to what you're seeing out there?
I tell Dandy and Charles what I'm looking at, and ask Charles about if there's like magic items that make horses fly.
Magic items
Dandy.
make horses fly?
Dandy's going for the window immediately.
Yeah, Dandy, it doesn't take long until you can see them out there. Right around now, Latoni, you'd be making your way down. You'd see Dandy at the window.
Holy shit, I want one!
It would require some extensive knowledge and preparation, and to be honest, look, items like that would be very expensive.
Wait, you think that's what those saddles were?
Oh, dude.
I highly doubt it. I'm
Charles.
pretty sure that is something special towards the horses that they were using. I have to get a much closer look to find out for sure.
Charles, we can totally squeeze that big brain of yours out like a sponge and get all the info out.
Jeez.
Just wring my brain out.
What, like it's hard?
Could I see if I like checked out the window because I saw them looking? If the horses have wings or if they're being oh wait, I guess they went through the clouds already, right?
Yeah, but they're making a very predictable circle around the village, so you'd be able to track them pretty easily.
Yeah, could I check to see if they have wings or if they're being propelled by fire or something?
They
like
do
that?
not appear to have wings, but to learn anything more, you would need to make a perception check. Okay. 13, you can tell that you can certainly tell that they don't have wings, as you noticed earlier. Further than that, you can see that every now and then as they pass in front of the moon specifically, it's almost like you can see through parts of them. Like light breaks through in odd locations throughout the body of the horse and the rider.
Some kind of phantasmal steed.
Like on riders?
Well,
I wonder.
so as you're all looking out the window, examining these things, you'll notice that the entire tavern has gone deathly quiet. And literally everyone in the tavern, except for all of you, and the one person who was looking out the window initially, has gotten up out of their seat and moved to the farthest wall away from the windows that they can, and they're all just staring in abject horror at the six of you.
Huh.
And we're going to go ahead and take our break here, everybody. And when we come back, we'll see what's freaking these people out so much. All right, everybody. So, welcome back. We were all having such a pleasant conversation here at the White Hart Inn at Noanar's Hold a moment ago. Conversing with a couple brothers about their quest to slay a hill giant, when a few of you noticed some figures flying through the sky. As more of you gathered around the windows, making it quite obvious as you were watching, slowly the atmosphere around all of you shifted from jovial, entertained, just people generally having a good time, to everyone here going deathly silent and moving as far away from the windows you all are looking out as they possibly can. Everyone is staring at you in abject terror when the man who originally greeted you all as you walked into town, the proprietor of the White Hart Inn, steps around, says, "Don't mind all of them. Superstitious bunch they are. I take it you've seen the lords of Noanar's Hold."
Yeah, they're doing like a air show at night, which
Yeah, every night.
justifies the point.
Every night they take to the sky.
Oh, who's watching? Like everybody's indoors though, right?
That's why everybody's inside. You see the people here, foolishly, he turns towards all the people cowering in the corners, foolishly think that the lords of the manor would hurt their own people. There's no evidence to support that. What they are after is a good hunt. See, they fly through the sky, looking over their lands, waiting for somebody to pose a good challenge for them. Waiting for the beast to come through, or he looks towards all of you, the brave adventuring party. Anything that'll give them a good fight. As long as you stay indoors at night, though, they won't bother you. They have a strict set of rules, a code that they live and die by. They don't hunt their own? As in, these poor, pathetic souls back here? He gestures towards everyone hiding at the other side of the room. Or anyone else inside? These people are just terrified of what they don't understand, but I understand the Hunt Lords. I understand a hunter. They want a challenge. They want to fight. They're not going to go after anything that doesn't want to go after them, you know?
Like, what are your Hunt Lords? Are they like humans, or?
Oh!
I've just never heard of
They're...
eccentric, what do you call them?
Oh, they're very much human and very much alive. Very much alive.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
Super alive.
Super alive. Couldn't believe how alive those guys are. He's lying.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey,
Can
Brevin.
we determine which part about it, or is it just in general?
Well, putting that together with what you all saw, that you could see through various parts of them, you all can certainly deduce that these are undead creatures that gallivant across the night sky each night.
Hey, Brevin. Does that dude look like the guy who ripped your throat out by any chance? Can you see him?
Tell us about your trauma.
What you're saying is, because you live here, if you went outside, you wouldn't have to worry at all, right?
That's not exactly a theory I'm looking to put to the test, young man, but that is the fact of the matter.
Insight check.
What?
We love our insight.
Yeah. Okay. So he believes that to be the case. He believes that you can tell that he is speaking in earnest, at least as far as he is concerned, and as far as he knows. He also does fervently believe that it's not exactly something that he would put to the test.
Got it.
So the people who live here, by experience, lock themselves up.
Correct.
What does that tell you?
And why? Like, the windows we're looking at, what are the, like, are they just like regular windows?
Yeah, regular old glass windows. The windows of the tavern are not boarded up. They're not barred.
Are they like vertically rising windows, or like horizontally opening windows?
They would probably be horizontally opening windows. Or shutter.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
say shutters. Shutters are more period appropriate.
Well,
Shutters.
honestly, if we're safe as long as we stay inside, then let's just stay inside.
Yeah.
I don't think we're safe as long as we stay inside.
Wyatt
they-
just wants to look at all the villagers and like mock like he's gonna open the window.
Everyone like shrieks, ducks down below things, except for of course the one guy, Avgar. He's sat at a table and kicked his feet up. There's really nothing to worry about as long as we stay inside, and as long as we're not carrying or brandishing any weapons or anything like that, making any sort of commotion or.
So these things
Make enough. Oh God, the brother.
have been flying around for what, 100 years?
Oh, how long has it been?
And in all that time, has anyone dug basements?
Freaking love you, man.
Latoni approaches the voice of reason, Dandy, and asks, "Am I allowed to kill this guy? Like, can we kill this guy?"
I
Like
mean,
a dwarf just wants to go straight to ground. I mean, really, not everybody lives in mountains.
I just caught on that. The dwarf has asked if anyone considered digging a basement. That is amazing. Yeah.
He'd help them out.
question.
He's great at stonework.
So, question. You say that they search for something to chase, something to hunt down?
Correct.
Okay.
So
Revenue.
as you hear that, you hear what sounds like people outside on the road. You hear
Oh no.
you hear somebody shouting loudly, a woman. You said they were coming right through here. You said at Calling Horns that you heard them, said they were coming to Noanar's Hold. It's the only road here. Where are they? And you all are hanging out close to the window, would hear this. and you see a very familiar young woman, or maybe not so very familiar anymore. But do you all remember Miss Kella Darkhope from the original city that you all went to, the Nightstone?
Yes.
Nope.
Centurion
Don't know.
woman. Right?
Don't know.
Half of you would recognize this person, half of you wouldn't. But anyone that wasn't Nightstone would recognize Kella Darkhope walking up the middle of the road, 4 people around her. What you know about her, you could assume that these are also Zentrum agents. They're just making their way right up the middle of the street, loudly complaining that we couldn't find them. Where the hell are they? They didn't go through the road. Your information is shit, so on and so forth. And you see Avgar kind of perk his head up. He's like, well, I suppose y'all are about to see what's going on here, aren't you?
Oh, this is gonna be good. Dandy, get that stuff, that popcorn stuff.
The Boulder is conflicted because we do not like her. Well, I didn't like her.
Oh, look,
On
5
the other
more
hand-
horses.
They are on foot, unfortunately. So, as you all are seeing this group walking forward, you see them stop and like, there's the inn, let's go ahead and get something to eat and drink. And they turn, and then you all hear a thunderclap from high overhead, followed by what sounds like horses galloping. You can hear the the coconut smacking sound of horses approaching. But if you look up to the sky, you can see the 5 riders descending, but they're obviously riding on the sky, so the sound is some sort of auditory illusion that they're creating for their own sake. But eventually, you do see Kella look up and be like, oh my god, and you see her immediately draw a short sword and take a defensive position, and 5 skeletal war horses land and surround the group of Zentarum. The melee does not last long. The first one is cut down as one of the riders just rides up onto him, and his horse doesn't even touch the ground before his sword takes off the first guy's head, and then the rider goes up into the sky. One of the riders dismounts and squares up with the blonde woman, with Kella Darkhope, and Kella is just like backing up towards the tavern door, and Avgar kind of looks outside and he says, those guys look a little bit like Zentarum, don't they? And he reaches out and he locks his door.
Oh, they are.
Can we roll initiative, please?
No, this is far more. Braven's like, no, this is far more entertaining.
Yeah, if you all want, I mean, if anyone wants to act on this, I'm not going to stop anybody from acting.
Yeah, I stab the guy who locks before he can lock the door.
Avgar,
What?
the tavern owner?
What?
Yes.
Whoa.
What? Whoa, what?
Do we know this person?
Yeah,
I
he's the
thought
guy who's been talking to you the whole time.
No, the woman.
The woman?
Yeah, we don't like her.
Why not?
He was
Oh,
in the.
Brevin, Dandy, and Horace
Horace.
know her.
I've had a very.
Yeah, I have no
nasty
idea who this
experience
is.
with
He's
her.
just trying to murder a woman. Murdering is bad.
Yeah, if you try to stab him, then we're gonna fight you, or I'm gonna fight you, and I don't think we're allowed to do that.
So you heard him say that they are Zentarum, that they look a lot like Zents. Those would be essentially what you would consider to be quote-unquote bad guys. They
The
are
Empire.
thieves, brigands.
They're the mafia.
They're the mafia, basically. And seeing the party's recognition and everyone, you would know that this is somebody that has crossed the party in the past. Now, if you do act violently against Avgar, there will certainly be consequences. This is his town, you know, and he has shown you nothing but kindness. There will certainly be action taken if you do that. So I want to make sure that you fully understand the situation. That the Avgar has shown you nothing but kindness, and the people outside they were just talking about trying to catch you and waylay you on the road as they were walking up.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
That being said, Dandy is going to look at the Avgar and ask him, give him a chance.
All right, fine. And he steps away from the door.
While that's going on, can I try to identify the creatures that are attacking them?
Absolutely. Make an Arcana check. I think would be
I would like
appropriate.
to make this check as well.
Okay.
Broom, meanwhile, is going to.
Nice.
Damn.
They
level
appear to be dead.
his-
All of them?
Do I
All
get
of the
feeling
riders
that's
and their
just-
horses.
Oh, I thought you meant the Zatarans. Because remember, guys, Silrin was also a Zataran, and he was our friend.
Do
Just
I get the
saying.
feeling it's just undead?
Yes. All right. So, Kella backs up towards the door, and you see her fumbling with the handle, and Avgar's fine, and he steps away just in time for Kella to fall backwards into the room and kick her feet in, and the knight who is walking up stops right in front of the doorway. It's like, oh. He turns around and goes back and proceeds to slaughter the rest of the Zentarum.
Oh, they
I'm,
are vampires.
Dandy's immediately going to KO this woman. Punch her right in the face, please.
Right? She would look up and be like, there you are, just in time to get punched in the face.
Yes, please.
So the undead knight came to the door. Didn't
As
break
soon as
the
Kella passed the
when
threshold,
they were-
the knight made a very disappointed sound and turned around and went back out to the people outside.
I'm going to have the constrictor snake just wrap around her so that if she gains consciousness, it can just squeeze her back unconscious.
Okay. Okay.
That way we can start the conversation, well, after searching and taking weapons off of her, of course.
Okay. All right. So, after that, the 4 Zentarum outside are quickly dealt with by the 4 mounted wights. And as soon as that's all taken care of, they take to the sky. Indeed.
They leave the bodies.
They leave the bodies. So, not too long after, all the people kind of start coming back out from behind the bar, from underneath tables and whatnot, and they start murmuring amongst each other. And Avgar goes back and sits back at his table, and he's like, "I told you they wouldn't come inside."
There you go.
At least, rules may be somewhat arbitrary, but at least they follow them once they're set.
Right, they're hunters. They have a strict code of conduct. They only hunt things that put up a good fight, and they have a rule about attacking the townsfolk. Cut and dry.
Well, that or perhaps they have set these up just so people continue to come through the town so they have new game. You never know.
You never know, indeed. You never know, indeed. All I know is that I never go outside armed. I never go outside at night. And I've been living here for some 40 years, and I'm just fine.
Are you though?
Oh, yeah. Picture of health I am. Picture of health.
Has anybody ever put up a fight against them? Try to stop them?
Stop them? Well, no. Not as long as I've been here. Everyone who's tried has died quite handily.
Who wants to get the hell out of this town?
Well, we'll attend to our business first, and look, we have just gathered ourselves a possible.
Yeah, what were y'all doing here again? Delivering saddles to the 5 hunt lords, was it?
Should we just throw them outside and let them take them now?
Well, no, they're
we
supposed to
have
pay for them.
recover payment.
Yeah, you still gotta speak to Amrath up at the keep. Shall I reiterate that you should wait till morning?
I thought we
Yeah.
were paid ahead of time for this job.
We were given 300 gold to do it, to take it, and then whatever we can
Oh.
get for selling it is also ours.
Would
Yeah.
whites want with saddles?
You see what they were riding?
Yeah, I would imagine ghost horses would have ghost saddles.
You'd imagine, would you? Well, they order the saddles. Maybe they just want to huck them in a corner of their castle for whatever reason they want them.
Did we see saddles on them when they came down?
Make a retroactive perception check. They were, in fact, skeletal war horses and were saddled.
Well, sure, we want all the bones to commingle. Obviously, guys.
Seems like if we want to stop these guys, we should just deny them their saddles.
I feel like they're...
I mean, if that's something they need.
Well, they have saddles.
They just wanted new
I
ones.
think yeah, I think those are dirty.
Those are dirty. They got a little blood on them.
Why not just finish the order and just give it to them? Then the people in this town seem to know what they're doing.
Did I get a good look at with that 19? Did I like get a good look at what they looked like?
Oh yeah, they were very much undead. They were whole. They weren't like falling apart or anything, but eyes sunken deep into their sockets, bleached white hair, pale skin, almost the color of the moonlight itself.
Can I make myself look like that?
Yeah.
Real quick. Okay, yeah, I do that.
Everybody shrieks in the place.
Oh god. Mayhaps. Would this help in me trying to? Maybe I should take the look of a commoner instead. I want to try and safely begin this transaction if I could. To follow through with the job that you lot have. Yes.
It is up at the
Good
hole.
morning.
This is the inn. The keep is up the hill. That is where you all have been instructed to take the saddles.
Yeah. But we will,
I
of course,
wish-
wait till morning on that.
But
Yeah.
we should probably just go to bed and in the morning just do the delivery, then move on. to the next
Who wants
spot.
to secure Blondie?
Oh,
With
I think
that-
we'll need to take the.
She starts to come to, looking around me like, ah, damn it.
And then
Hi.
Hello again. It's a pleasure to see you all.
You and your buddies were going to waylay us, weren't you?
Oh, no. Of course not.
Ew.
She rolls her eyes as she says it. Insight's not necessary.
Well, so now I just have to debate who's hungry, me or the snake.
Now. We weren't going to kill you. Now that my men are dead, I suppose there's no harm. I was only supposed to relieve you of a certain artifact you all found. You all let me leave. Had no intention of murdering you all.
What artifact?
I could ask you the same thing. I was only told that you all are traveling with an ancient artifact, something the giants desperately want, and I was to find you and take it from you.
Are you talking about
That
this
artifact
ancient
is
Bromo
currently
gang with me?
That artifact is currently wrapped around you.
Is he talking about E?
The snake.
Let me make a deception check right quick.
However, can we please pretend that E is an artifact? Just tell all these people, yep.
A bat from our long forgotten age.
Oh, hold on. Do not have
You know
the
what?
dang-
Charles,
so-
just because he
what-
feels like it, is gonna like make a little statue in E's honor.
Ah,
People to worship him,
nice.
worship him.
Deception check, and I'm going to throw a guidance on top of that.
so 15. Brevin, she kind of makes eye contact with you with the same annoyed look on her face, even though she's wrapped up in snake right now. You all met Kella before. She doesn't frighten easily, but she kind of just like looks over towards you, says, "Please, the object I was instructed to try and find of you I was told it weighs hundreds of pounds, if not over, at least over 100. A large cylindrical object, something the giants have been after. Now,
That sounds like a
Didn't-
snake to me.
Didn't you notice that, like, the Lord's Alliance went to Tribor to pick up the artifact we
yeah,
found?
the big disc one. I was told you all had one with you still. It's extraordinarily valuable to my employers."
Oh, kind of sounds like it got bad information. Sucks to be you.
She looks at the snake, looks outside at the people that are all dead in the middle of the street. She's like, yeah, I would say so.
What did you learn?
She gives you the stink eye.
You've learned that you're lucky the barbarian is here.
Dandy's gonna crack her knuckles again and say, apparently you need another lesson.
I don't know how she keeps finding those 4 guys to follow her. I mean, they have a terrible track record.
They're basically red shirts.
Is it safe to say we can roll her without feeling bad?
No, she's a good. What do you call it? She's a good foil.
Right, but can she be a broke foil?
You could just throw her outside and make that one white happy. Maybe the white will thank us.
Hold on 1 second here.
She's our nemesis. It's so hard to find a good nemesis.
So this is what Kella looks like as a quick reminder for everybody.
But we could make friends with the whites outside by throwing her back out for them.
I'd rather just take what she has of value.
I would also much rather you
Seconded.
just take my gold and my weapons and not throw me back outside if I have any say in the matter.
Done.
Lady, I'm the only reason you're inside.
And I do appreciate that.
I was gonna leave you out there.
Can White start to like roll her without like having to touch her?
Yeah, you can just assume that you're wearing gloves or something and you can take whatever valuable she has on her. Which are not insubstantial. She does have a +1 dagger on her. She has recently been promoted, if you all remember. She was a relatively low-level underling, but after Nightstone, she took over for somebody else that wasn't fortunate enough to leave that place alive. But she did get a promotion, so she is doing a little bit better. She has a +1 dagger on her, and she has 72 gold and 30 silver.
Does she...
Is that in the group? Someone putting on the group stuff, or do I need to?
You guys mind if I keep this fancy fancy kitchen knife?
And how much gold was that again?
72.
72.
72 gold. Well, come on, let me edit it.
Does she have a sending stone like Silrin did?
She does.
They're not to each other, are they?
No,
Okay.
You put them close together, they have reverb.
no.
It just is getting louder and louder.
That would be so sad. Like
It
that's
would-
who
it
you
would
guys
break
have
her
been talking
heart.
to this whole time.
Also,
So who needed the dagger?
Well, yeah, that's what Wyatt was. He would hold up the dagger and be like, "Does anybody else need this?"
Because
It
we
shouldn't
have a
matter.
rapier.
I can't use that.
Could you not use that?
That's a rich boy weapon.
The two brothers are polishing their rapiers at the table.
See,
I
I
could make
wonder how much they would buy that rapier for.
I could make use out of the dagger, but if it's more useful to you, then that's fine.
oh, I mean, if you're gonna use it, by all means. I don't have anything but this, and he just like holds up his tattooed fist.
It seems quite effective. You seem to be one of the strongest ones here.
Dandy thinks he wants
Yeah.
a fist bump.
Oh no.
Just
That would be a painful
you
The-
never know when things go awry.
Wait,
Always. Things always go awry. What are you talking about?
wait, slightly out of character. Doesn't Wyatt's fist do like objectively more damage than the dagger would?
There's a specific reason why he wants a backup. Because I thought about it the other night. I have no other backup. Not an effective backup. But if you need it to use it, go for it. Take it.
I have this, and he'll pull out one of his short swords, kind of swinging it around. It like gleams with, I guess, +1. I imagine +1 weapons like look different, like a little bit, right?
I
Like,
would say that holding them, you can feel a little more power going through them. Like, They feel the finesse weapons would feel lighter than natural. Just you can tell that there's something special about them by holding them.
So, what's with everyone swinging their weapons around a crowded room today?
They're on the other side of the room because of for a lot of reasons, but also
For a lot of reasons.
He'll look across the room, looking someone straight in the eyes.
Dandy, there is no appropriate answer to that.
They very quickly just like pick up a book and put it in between you and them, Latoni.
When I make eye contact with one of them, I'm gonna assume their appearance. And then it'll just turn back to the group.
Latoni, full disclosure, don't ever do that to me.
His hair starts turning blue, but then it goes back. And yeah, I imagined like the +1 weapons just look like Minecraft enchantments with like the the purple energy going down them.
Nice.
But yeah, you can definitely use it. Most of my attacks are with magic, so I'll be fine.
Now we're having a no you fight.
No you take it.
I mean, you can hold on to it, and then if you ever like not need it, I can just grab it from you.
He takes it.
Okay.
Because if I remember correctly, you don't need to attune to like +1 weapons,
Correct.
right? Like you can just grab it and use it.
Yep. Kella's like, wonderful, I'm contributing.
The two of you could just practice tossing it back and forth during combat.
That's a great idea. I practice tossing it right now by throwing it at Wyatt.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
I'm kidding.
I mean,
But
I would honestly attempt to try and catch it, but probably like stab myself with it.
Yeah, that's how I imagine it would go. Like,
So one gets the dagger and the other one gets the sticky shield. And then you catch the dagger on the shield.
Nice.
I'm not strong enough to pull it off.
Well,
I guess Wyatt would be. He could have the shield.
My shield's better.
Anyway.
Oh, that's what we could do. I grab the shield and just like stick it to her face.
He was so excited when he said
This is very undignified.
I know, right?
It might be.
When you
get it
pull
off?
it off, she will not have any eyebrows.
Oh no.
Is that important to you guys?
I mean, I'd be pissed if I didn't have any eyebrows and no one would know it because I didn't have any eyebrows.
Oh no.
Raven, since I assume we have her in a seat somewhere, is walking around it, putting up ritually casting an alarm spell around her, so if she leaves that area, it'll let him know.
Okay. She watches you. She watches you doing that. Oh no, she can't watch you doing that because she has a shield stuck to her face. Never mind.
Yep. And then he also sets up a other chair and has E jump on it to keep an eye on her.
I imagine he
He's
does
the best boy.
points his claws at his eyes and then at Kella.
Luna will stand guard over as well as E's fine steed.
Nice.
E transitions and sits on Luna's head.
Man, now Dandy doesn't have anything, so I think she's just gonna take her rock and put the Zeltyran one and stick it on a chair. She's helping.
Yeah.
I would recommend this evening though that we do also have a watch order to ensure that she doesn't get up to anything.
I mean,
Where am I going to go?
Care of that.
She says muffled.
Far more than one, just in case.
How about
Between
Luna's great, but how about a people?
I mean,
it's harder to catch 3 entities in the same spell or trap than it is 2.
Avgar says, I can keep an eye on her. I don't sleep after all.
What?
Can I like insight to see if this guy's like alive?
He busts up laughing afterwards, but you can certainly check.
Okay, my sheet's not loading right now, so I'm gonna roll a d20 and add 5.
I don't feel like it's a good idea to give the
Wait.
barbarian anxiety.
Does Brevin need to sleep?
He's totally joking.
Yeah.
So he is. So I can tell he's alive.
Yeah, you can certainly tell he's alive. He is not undead.
Look, we'll just do like 2-hour rotations.
Don't
Yeah.
take this the wrong way, Avgar, but I'm gonna need to see you sleep at some point now.
Horus, mighty forge of the Star Mountains. Giant of the Star Mounts.
I'm willing to take one of the latter shifts, considering the fact that there doesn't have to be any lights on for me to keep an eye on her. With the whole devil sight thing, which is just one more hindrance to toss her way if she tries to get up to something.
Can everyone make perception checks for me real quick?
Yes.
Sure thing.
Latoni's also going to replace where the dagger was in her pocket with a short sword.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to make a perception.
She's obviously still restrained, so...
No, yeah, it's not. It's yeah. Just so she's not without anything. If something goes down.
Okay.
Also, I feel bad for robbing her because I don't know who this is. Everyone just hates her.
Everyone just hates her, right? To be fair, you did hear her talking about waylaying you, so don't have too much sympathy. Some
So
would be
wait,
appropriate. but-
you gave her a weapon, you armed her?
It's in her back pocket. Like she can't reach it.
Cool, Danny just got herself a new weapon.
Alright, Latoni plants it. Dandy immediately takes it.
I take it from Dandy and try and put it back.
You can sure fucking try.
Just wake me up when
Do
you
I
guys
have to
want
take it with
a turn.
athletics?
I'm gonna go to bed.
If you all want to wrestle over the weapon, you can do contested athletics checks.
Ugh. No.
No, right.
No, I want to use acrobatics.
That is actually appropriate to see if you can dip, dive, and dodge out of the way. Either way, Kella won't be able to get to the weapon, Dandy. Unless you all very specifically allow her to. Dandy, you can make an... Oh, nice. Dandy, it's just not Dandy's night tonight.
Nope.
Alright, Dandy. So...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so Latoni does manage to get a weapon to Kella, but she cannot use it in any way unless she is released from her bindings.
It's also a non-magical weapon.
Oh,
So not,
cool.
like-
She can stab us
She can stab us the old-fashioned way.
non-magically later.
Alright.
Maybe. Just kick her out before that happens, I guess. Do we perceive anything?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. The Horus. Horus, you do hear something that sounds like a very large animal dying outside somewhere. Could be
Oh no!
with a 19 Horus, you would hear that it has to be coming from at least a mile away, but between thundercracks you can hear it. Sounds like a very large beast has met its end tonight.
Do I
A very
pick up on
large
anything else
beast.
with the 23?
What was that, Horus?
Oh, Latoni was speaking.
Go ahead, Tony.
Oh, I was just saying, do I pick up on anything else with the 23?
Oh, the 23. Yes, you would also have heard that. You would be able to get a more calculated distance. And with that, Latoni, with a higher than 20, you can actually make a nature check as well.
Oh, great. I'm ironically also very great at those.
Nice. It was very clearly an animal of some kind, but that's about all that you can get. You can get the distance was about a mile and a half directly west. I'm sorry, directly east of the village.
We heard it dying, you said?
You heard a very large animal meet its end out there.
Hmm. It appears they're slaying beasts too. Spineless.
Well, they are hunters.
Mhm.
Can't even pick on creatures of their own breed.
Charles is just snoring away in bed right now.
Okay. So, who is in charge of watching Kella?
The snake, I think.
I'll take a. I'm definitely taking a watch doing so.
Okay.
Wyatt also offered to take a watch when you guys are ready.
So, you can all take your long rests, and I need Wyatt and Brevin to make perception checks.
Okay. And I'll toss a guidance on mine too, just to be on the safe side.
So,
I think I will need.
in the middle of the night, as you're watching Kella, you hear a clatter, and she just lets out this sigh, and you see a knife, a very small little pocket knife, fall from her closed hands bound behind her back, and she was trying to saw away her bindings and epically failed with her nat 1 on her sleight of hand check, as opposed to your 25 and 22 perception checks.
What I'm going to do then is, I'm assuming Wyatt probably was watching first and me second.
Whatever order you would all prefer.
Okay. I'll take the second. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter either way.
We'll say it was Wyatt that saw the knife drop from her hand, since you got the higher roll.
Wyatt will reapply her bindings and just put his finger on her forehead, just enough for her to feel the necrosis start to spread from his hand to her head, and just say, "I don't think you should leave."
She's like, "Oh yeah, my bad. Not gonna happen again. Sorry. Had to try.
And then he'll just go back to his bar stool.
I like her.
Kella is one of those NPCs where, yeah, she works for the bad guys, but she's not. You anyone that wants to get a better idea of what Kella's like, I head back and watch the Nightstone episodes before Waterdeep. I think they're unlisted, because it was technically before we started putting them on YouTube. I'll have to get those to you all. Yeah, because we started posting to YouTube at session 4. So there's 3 sessions there that are not on YouTube, including the ones with Kella.
I was so confused by that.
Yeah, sorry. I totally forgot those aren't on YouTube. It was when we were still testing everything and making sure that everything worked properly. This is the first game I did this with. I did the YouTube thing with, so I will get those up and on there as unlisted. I'm pretty sure they already are, but if not, I'll get them there for you all. So our players that came in later can check those out. Yeah, I'll get that taken care of. All right, but the rest of the night does pass by uneventfully.
All right. Well, we had to get to a keep, yeah?
So yeah, everybody, so the following morning, the storm has officially broken. It is thunder, lightning, raining. It is quite the heavy storm over Noanar's Hold this morning. Quite gray out.
Not to worry, I reach into my handy-dandy bag and pull out another magical invention. It's a keep away the rain thing. I don't know what to call it yet. I haven't decided on a name, but hey, it keeps me getting wet.
Oh.
Is it an umbrella?
Do we not have umbrellas?
A parasol Come on, people.
That's what
Come on, people.
That's a real thing.
Get it together.
Well, that mage in Tribor had a parasol. It can't be that. Right?
They're very wealthy assets.
But this one it can grow in size as it covers all of their heads instead of just his head.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, that is pretty magical.
See, very useful. And anyone who would like to buy one,
oh, I just love the traveling salesman bit.
Umbrellas date back to 500 BC.
Really?
What did they do before that?
Unfortunately, this
Got
is 501 BC.
They got wet.
It's electric. As soon as it gets wet, it breaks.
It's good for you and your whole family. You don't need one.
Actually, Wyatt will actually approach Charles about that and ask him how long does it take him to make like magical crafts and gizmos of the common variety.
Oh, just a little bit of tinkering here and there, depending what kind of crazy ideas I have, and it all depends. I try to make things that will help the common folk out with common problems. It could take anywhere from like an hour to a couple of hours, depending on the item.
What about like a stone that cleans, like gets acid off of you,
Stone that cleans acid off of you?
or gunk,
Like
or
soap?
dirt, or mud, or other various fluids?
It's like an eraser that's magical.
I don't know what an eraser is, but sure.
I pull out a bar of soap.
That sounds like a more complicated object since it's removing something dangerous, but it's certainly possible. It might take me a day to make, maybe, I don't know. But it wouldn't be very useful since it'd only be maybe useful like once or twice, and then it probably would break down from all the acid.
Does baking soda exist?
But this, on the other hand, as he pulls out another little object, if you can't clean it off, then just stop it from getting on you with this handy-dandy deflection device.
Why am I picturing Billy Mays?
I was picturing him just pulling out like a shield. Like, really?
Baking soda would be out of our time, by the way.
What's the name of the guy with the slap chop?
Oh, slap chop. Slap chop guy.
What you saw him pull out was actually just like a mini shield. Like one that you just like put on your chest to go like a pin.
like
it'll work for a day and then it'll probably break down. But hey, I got lots of them.
Perhaps we should get going. We do have a delivery to make to it.
What are we gonna do about Miss Nonsense over there?
It's like, let me go, right? Right.
Take it with us. We have a python.
Okay.
The python can handle it.
I would totally carry her, but she would be sloughing off flesh.
Yeah, please don't. I would really not appreciate that very much at all.
I'm comfortable dragging her.
I could tell my superiors that you all were murdered ruthlessly in the streets here by a group of undead marauders. That is something that I could tell my superiors if you were to say release me and let me leave this place.
Except you wouldn't actually.
You wouldn't do that, and they wouldn't believe you because you didn't bring anything back with you.
Insight check.
Good. Yeah, hard to tell her motives here, Tony.
Hey, go to sleep.
How about we just make an example of her until they stop sending people after us?
They won't. They're too large of an organization.
Why don't we not make an example of her and let them keep sending her after us?
Because there is the advantage, at least, of we know what she looks like.
She says they probably would keep sending me too, just my luck.
You know, I've always wanted to see how many different ways I could break someone's nose, so that's okay with me.
What?
I just feel like that would be
You wanna
so
try- you wanna
tragic
know-
that they
you
keep
wanna know the
sending you
try?
after us.
I imagine as soon as she said what, Danny just punched her in the face.
Yeah, honestly, but she used her left hand this time.
Maybe she'll get the word out that you know, she, or at least get the idea that she shouldn't be trying to do stuff to us.
Well, at the bare minimum, you'll certainly know that I'm not any threat to you anymore. There's no way that I could take all 6 of you myself.
Where does your sending stone lead?
Oh?
Who is the other one? Who is your other
Do
sending
you want
stone?
to send a little message to... Dandy, do you want to send a little message to our superior officer to let her know that this same Zentarum just keeps showing up?
Yes, I will compose a message.
When we see her next, we should say, what's her name? Sorry?
Kella.
Ella?
Kella Darkhope.
Kella.
Oh, Kella, okay. Yeah, we should say Kella no swiping, and just wag our fingers. Damn. My joke. Completely missed it.
Yes, Moss Blossom will get a message from Dandy. Hi. So we keep running into the same Zentaran jerkface over and over again. This is her name. Give her a description briefly. 25 words or less.
Damn, I was counting.
Please
Yeah,
advise.
it was too.
We made it to 15. Okay, so
Sorry.
a few moments later, Kella would respond and say, hand Darkhope over to authorities. They'll be waiting for you in Calling Horns in 2 days.
You done fucked up now, Aaron.
Excellent. It looks like you'll be coming with us.
Wonderful. I'm thrilled.
Uh-huh.
I was slowly
I am
like kind
sure-
of
I
hoping
am
she would.
sure.
Kella is the tied up girl. Katha, 2Ks. Katha is your contact in Waterdeep.
Unfortunate names.
Mhm.
We both know if you have the same first letter of a name and the same last letter of a name as another character, you can never differentiate them.
Accurate.
Don't worry, folks. We can easily transport her for 2 days in my handy-dandy portable prison.
This is the slap chop, right?
Oh god.
For an extra $5, I'll add blades to the top.
Go play a little game of slap fuck here. Slap.
Is he talking about a bag of holding?
Anyhow, I don't think that ropes are quite sufficient for the cause, so Brevin's gonna break out his manacles to slap on her. And just that. I think you'll find this a little tougher to saw through than the ropes.
Right. Manacles. Never seen a pair of these before.
I'll just kind of gradually come along and just be like crack my fingers and just tinker a bit with the manacles and be like, yeah, go ahead and try. You'll love what happens when you do.
Truth be told,
She gives you a very suspicious look, Charles. Like, what the fuck did you just do to them?
actually,
you just hear a beeping sound.
Oh no!
I have a question. You happen to have the... Are you able to use magic to mend things as an artificer?
I have the magic spell mending, yes.
Would it be possible for you to just forge 2 metal
2 iron bands the same diameter that would fit her wrist, and us just break them in half and then mend them shut, so there's nothing to pick?
I mean, theoretically, yes.
Excellent.
How would we break her out of them later, though?
Why would we want to?
That's called a hacksaw.
Just permanently manacled with no way to pick it.
That sounds like the authorities' problem, and we'll be gone in 2 days.
It's okay, Killa. As you can see, I think we have a solution to your little. Or you could like break your thumbs off and drag your hands through, and hey, I'd pay money to see that, but that's on you.
Rather attached to my thumbs, thank you.
Oh, please,
maybe we
please
could
do
sell
try
some
that. I'd love to
saddles.
do my new invention and do some work. Please do that, please.
Anyhow.
So, saddle salesman. Let's go.
Yeah, we have places to be. And I'll turn tiny and then jump on my dog and ride out.
Nice. All right, everyone.
What the fuck was that?
So, not long traveling along the only road leading out of Noanar's Hold, the village, you do find yourselves in barely the outskirts of the High Forest. The High Forest is a truly massive stretch of woodland, and it doesn't take long before the trees become so thick that your path in front of you just seems like this endless sea of green. But not too long later, you do come across the keep. It is in utter disrepair. It is crumbling at the seams. The keep is nestled among a bunch of old pines on a hilltop that, once you get closer, you can see that it looks like the keep likely has a good view of the village below and the entire valley below it. Building looks like it has a few stories, although most of them are crumbling and rather decrepit. But yeah, pretty soon the path becomes a bit too difficult for you all to bring your horses and carriages. You'll have to bring the saddles up by hand, but soon thereafter... Oh, sorry, let me get you all on the map before I drag you over here.
Ooh, a map. That means combat.
It means possible combat is what maps mean.
So it means there will be combat.
Like, what was it? The Candlekeep game. They were on a map for a full session without any combat. All just depends.
Bunch of noobs.
We try and stay out of combat. We're delicate.
The Candlekeep group is certainly unique, to say the least.
And be delicate, imagine.
I think.
Okay.
I got a bard over there, and she's not a save the dragons kind of girl.
Okay, everyone. So, carrying the 5 saddles by hand up these hilltops. The keep, again, is to your left and is in a complete state of disrepair.
Is it dark out?
It is low light because of the extreme cloud cover and the forest. Let me go ahead and fix that for you. Daylight mode on, light dim.
Yeah, because
So
totally
I'm
cast
assuming
light.
I'm going to carry whatever saddle Charles was supposed to carry because he is flimsy.
Doesn't Charles have a quadruped pet
Yeah, right.
That's
Luna
right.
would be carrying the
Yeah,
saddle for
that
me.
could carry
Sweet.
a saddle? That could
Just-
wear a saddle?
We could just like tie it to
You could
Luna.
easily
like,
just put all the saddles on Luna.
How heavy are saddles?
They're heavy enough.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually held a saddle in real life before.
are you talking about?
That's about 40 pounds.
It couldn't imagine them being light.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be more like
25 pounds
European
each.
style.
Oh,
as opposed to
wimpy
Western.
saddles.
Well, I don't know. What do you all
They're
think Othavir back in Tribor? What kind of saddles do you think he designed?
Well, the thing is what I'm used to is Western style saddles, which are made for a very different purpose. This would be more like those. I have a feeling these would be more.
Prissy?
They were custom ordered for hunters.
These
Yeah.
are
So,
collectively.
like military
like
saddles or
them.
exotic saddles?
Yeah.
Exotic saddles are for any type of aquatic or flying mount, which are 40 pounds, and military saddles are 30 pounds.
You all see those
Yeah,
horses
so-
in the air.
So,
War
exotic.
horses.
So 40 pounds each.
Okay.
Wait, are they 40? I saw the military ones were 30.
Right, the military, but the exotic ones are 40.
Oh, okay.
Are you
Yeah.
having fun beating the crap out of me? Stop it.
Yeah,
Well,
so it's about
exotic
it's about
means
200.
for like an elephant.
Oh, okay.
It's also
So-
for like flying or aquatic
Right,
mount.
for
Yeah. So
hippogriffs.
So it's about 150 to 200 pounds.
I love the debate on these saddles that you all are literally about to offload in 30 seconds.
Sorry.
Apologies.
Let's just get these saddles over.
All right, everybody. So the path does lead up to the north and around a bit of a crumbling wall up there.
Does
Up page.
Wyatt cast light? Can he have the?
Are people still having trouble seeing?
No.
I can't see
No.
Wyatt's light.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Just looks really dim. So like if
No,
we're
yeah,
like
but I thought you cast it. That's why I was confused. Why I wasn't sure.
yeah I
Okay,
did.
so up towards the north of the map.
It might just be like the ambiance type thing, you know.
Fun. We never just walk places anymore, guys.
Slowly moving our tokens across the map.
Bump 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 bump.
So a brief moment after you knock, the door swings open, and a crotchety old man greets you all. Well, if you can call it greeting, he's like, "What the hell do you all want? Get out of here! We don't accept visitors here. I haven't accepted visitors here in who knows how long. Get the fuck off my lawn!"
The saddle
go
orders
on.
from Tribor.
Yeah,
Ugh,
for Amrath.
that's me. Yeah. All right, bring him on in. Put him in the foyer, but do not wander off.
Okay.
Oh God, I want to wander off.
You all hear an uproarious laughter coming from somewhere in the keep. Sounds like a bunch of people just laughing their faces off about something.
From what direction?
That direction.
Sorry.
Following the crotchety old man. With
The crotchety old man
saddle.
sees Danny. He's like, "Stop! Stop! I told you not to wander off."
She just responds in Celestial. She doesn't speak Common.
Brevin, are you attacking this man?
No, no. I'm just
I sliced his
messing with
throat.
my tokens, getting them in. I'm sorry.
Totally just clubbed the old man over the head.
All right.
My apologies.
But Tony,
God.
are you attacking this person?
Like, yeah.
No, I was kidding.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
My sincerest apologies, crud.
So he's like, "All right, you've left your saddles. Now get on out of here. Go on."
Payment?
Fine. Let me go speak to the master. Stay here. So as he's walking away, you hear, "Did you see that guy's head go?" She's like, slap, pop, 3 feet in the air it went. You hear a different voice. "It did not go 3 feet in the air, Reginald. It only went about 12 inches, you fool." You hear more talk like that coming from somewhere nearby.
I want to kill them. Are we? He looks to like the rest of the group to see if they're willing to fight right now.
Why do you want to kill them? They're not causing trouble.
Can we get paid for
Did
it?
you see that family of owlbears?
Yeah, after the money, obviously.
There must have been half a dozen of them.
Albers, jeez.
Ooh, I definitely want to murder them after we get our money.
How do we hobo money? How do we hobo money without the murder?
They were disturbing nature. They need to die
Fine.
How much would you consider a fair price for these 5 saddles?
100
gold apiece.
100 apiece. Very well, I shall relay your offer to the masters.
I like that unspoken consensus. I like how it's actually quiet. Like he's talking.
They're talking about killing owlbears. Isn't that a public service?
Wyatt is torn.
No.
It's not that the owlbears. He's being torn because they just so callously kills life.
Yeah, it's all things, but mostly
And it's he's trying to decide is taking them out the greater evil, because they do technically keep this place like clean of larger things that could kill their people, but then they also kill their people if they get caught outside.
Well, wait, we haven't. As far as we know, they don't kill their own townspeople.
If they're inside, yes, but if they're outside, like a kid gets lost in the forest, what do you think they're gonna do?
So, quick point of order here. What you all do know is that they do not kill people from the town, but anybody that comes in from outside of the town that gets caught outside, they do kill.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Unless, of course, they're unarmed. It's a weird thing. I understand your all's dilemma here, because their situation is interesting. Yes, they do kill monsters. Yes, they did attack a group of Zentarum. But say that you all, or another group of noble adventurers, I use that term quite lightly, of course, but another group of adventurers traveling through the town, caught out at night. These riders would also try and kill them. It's a very neutral. it's very neutral, their attitude towards everything. But the guy does come out. He says, "Well, 100, you say? My masters have counter offered with paying 60 gold per saddle."
We can always take the saddles back.
These saddles were especially made for them. I would think that a fair price would be at the very least 90 gold pieces, if we're being generous.
Dandy, are you trying to sneak past this man?
I mean, I'm just casually taking a walk.
Make a stealth check.
Oh no.
Can we distract him so it's like an
Absolutely.
advantage?
Make a stealth check at advantage, Dandy. And I will make a perception check for this man.
Oh no.
I'm just walking.
Dandy,
would his
he
be
got
passive?
a 7. You did have advantage, so you have a 21, and he has a 7.
Where do you see 21?
It's I rolled for him.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, how do you sneak past him? I imagine you all see Dandy just kind of like wall crawling behind him.
She's honest to God, just like dun 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 dun, and she's just like.
We're all just staring at Andy like, really?
So you see him. He has like an abacus out, and he's like, "Fair deal. Carry the 4. 60. You asked for 75. That is a percentage increase." And he's doing the math and everything.
Yeah, and I was doing it. I'm correcting him on every time he thinks he's got it. I'm like, but we were forgetting about the extra 5 for interest
And the tax, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and delivery
Transport.
charge and.
All right, so Dandy, you do get past him. He does not notice you get past. He says, very well, very well. I shall have to inspect the saddles to make sure that they are worth this high price you all are asking."
Oh, of course. Well, here, come with us. We can inspect the saddles right now. And we'll just like lay them out slowly for him to look at them individually,
Okay.
As Danny
Dandy,
takes
you
her
can
time.
hear the laughter and the talking of these individuals coming from somewhere nearby.
Totally looking for him. I'm just gonna
Well-
spy.
In all our heads, we're all just thinking, "Dandy, what the hell are you doing?"
don't want to follow.
Listen, someone let me off my leash, okay? Hey, listen, you need to stop crying.
Okay, so Amrath is looking over all the saddles, and you see him squint at one, and he reaches down and he picks like a piece of horsehair off of one, squints over at all of you. Like, see? It's clearly not worth what you're paying, what you're asking for, and he flicks it away.
How do you?
Charles comes up towards the man, just like flicks his fingers, and all of a sudden, all its saddles are like shining, like really brightly. You were saying?
Yes, very, very neat trick, very neat trick. So 75 apiece, you say? I shall have to consult with the masters. Excuse me, pardon me.
Sir, I think we agreed on at least a minimum of 80. Remember the service charge?
Gaslighting.
80.
Love that.
Very well. I shall consult with the hunt lords. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Wait, before you leave, let me show you this trick, and he starts shapeshifting to buy time for Dandy.
Dandy's pretty much set up in a corner. She's good.
Dandy, they're like right around this corner. You can hear them.
Perfect.
But would he be able to see you, or like, cause I don't know.
Amrath is gonna walk over there. You realize that, right?
Yes. And she's standing on the opposite side of where the Lord dudes are. So unless he looks into empty corners consistently, I don't.
Right. Okay. So he's looking at you and he's like, "Yes, very neat trick, very neat trick. Excuse me, I must consult with the masters."
All right.
Dandy, you can hear him coming, just grumbling to himself.
He's just gonna like flatten against the wall, but like in a position, like she posed. Perfect. And running
Dandy,
away.
you hear somebody saying, from when you were down there, you heard somebody say, "Well, Amrath, did you give them the 200 gold we proposed?" Says, "I was only trying to barter a better deal for my lords. I do apologize. They are willing to pay 80. They're willing to accept 80 gold for the saddles. 80, 300, whatever, just give them the gold and get them the hell out of here."
They were gonna pay 200 a saddle?
We're taking 3. Did you hear what he just said? Dandy did.
Slowly hobbles his way back up. Ah! Get back in the foyer, get out of here. You're not supposed to be this far into the castle. Be gone.
As soon as we get our 300 per saddle.
The deal was for 80 gold, madam.
I believe it was no, I believe it was 300 and get him the hell out of here.
How?
Big smile.
How? He narrows his eyes at you. How did you hear that?
We can
Charles will walk up with it fills out this neat little new invention. It's called the telephone of hearing. It allows you to hear over long distances very clearly.
Is it like an old-timey hearing aid?
It's like one of the big horn.
It's just a horn that you put through your ear.
It's a big horn you put to your ear. See, like this. And he's like,
Big horn is a material component for the clairaudience spell.
Nice.
So they exist.
You weren't gonna pocket our the difference, were you?
I am my lords simply do not understand the value of their wealth. I'm simply trying to make sure that they're not swindled by the likes of you.
Oh, so they can be swindled by the likes of you.
I would never keep gold from my lords.
It sounds like you're
Well,
questioning
maybe
their
we should
authority.
talk to them about it.
Perhaps you should.
Honestly, Danny's just gonna walk around him. She knows where she's going now.
Oh
Yeah. Okay. Let's go negotiate the real price for the premium saddles we brought all the way from Tribor.
Yes.
Oh, how exciting.
Negotiate your prices, indeed.
This
Latoni, as you so Latoni, what you see in front of you
Oh,
is 5 knights seated around a large table. The corners of this room have piles and piles of bones scattered about them. And all at once, these 5 individuals are laughing and riotously sitting around their table, recounting the adventures of their previous night. When all of a sudden they stop, they're like, Amrath! We weren't supposed to be having any new servants arrive. Who are these people? They look at you. The one looks at you and he says, Sven, it is impolite to address past our new guests. He turns towards you. And who might all you be?
We get to like turn around the corner and get to see this as well.
Yeah. The 6 of you can all go in there now.
Hello.
I didn't want to just assume like we were still moving.
No, you're good.
Do I want to go in?
Your servant was attempting to swindle us out of nearly 3,000 coin.
3,000 coin.
That is, yeah.
What?
Yes, 3,000 coin he was trying to swindle us out of.
I'm just gonna bonk Tony overhead and be like, "Seriously,
Like-
Tony,
like
come on. We're
half
trying
of
to be
that.
trying to be a serious dealing here. The agreed on price would have been 1,500 for all the saddles.
I apologize. I am bad at math.
One of the
Yes,
ones in the
sir.
back kind of leans over and he says, I am not bad at math. What was the figure that you quoted us again? Because I am the one who made the order for Othavir's saddles. So,
We're willing to go take 200 for each saddle. He was going to give us 80 for each saddle, so you can see the discrepancy.
well, it's... Say, Amrath, why are you trying to make deals on our behalf again? You fool man! Well, we are, of course, noble businessmen, honorable hunters. We only pay a fair price for our goods, and our horses need new saddles. They kind of gesture, and you can see that there's old, rotted out saddles sitting on top of the piles of bones laying around in the corners.
Mm-hmm.
So, I do believe the agreed upon price with Othavir was 300 for the lot, for the initial order, and then the price was to be negotiated when you arrived here. I do believe that 100 gold per saddle is a fair price. What do you all say?
Well, considering all the trouble we went through just to get here, the amount of things that tried to kill us trying to come here, I'd say a small service charge would be in order. So I'd say
100
125
sounds
would be-
just 100 sounds just fine. Thank you,
Yeah.
terrifying.
So
Yeah.
noble
all of
people.
them,
I
they
think
all look
100%.
around at you all and they say, "What trials did you face on your way here? We would love to hear the tales of your hunts."
You seem like you enjoy a good story. Is that true?
We do indeed.
Well,
Have you ever heard of a
I'm-
game called Anchor Toss?
Anchor toss. I have not heard of such a game, but I can certainly picture what a game of anchor toss might look like. You must be truly powerful.
I might have won a game or two.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And the rest of you, what feats of might and strength and power have you all displayed?
I was inside of an aboleth once.
Inside of the ancient creature of the deep. Truly impressive. Truly impressive indeed.
Kind of slimy, actually.
One of the other knights. Quite slimy indeed. I fought one. It's actually what killed me.
Oh.
Oh.
Is it one of those pesky? Was it one of those pesky land aboleths?
No. You see, back in my adventurer days, back in my youth, before age and time took its toll on me. As you can see, I am not the man I once was. But I was a great adventurer, a great hunter of beasts, and the aboleth, intelligent, cunning, slippery, was one of my greatest achievements, one of my greatest hunts.
Did you kill it before it
I
killed you?
did. It did me in several days later. You see the poison that it inflicted me with. Quite savage.
yes. Makes sense.
Oh.
Well, I'm terribly sorry you had to go out that way, but at the same time, it must have been a very glorious way to go out.
Oh, it certainly was, to slay a creature such as that. I did lose a good dozen men in the process, but noble deaths, all of them. I'm sure they would agree with me wherever their souls made their way to now.
I'm
Dandy,
sure they
Dandy.
would agree. Well,
Tell
I
him for an
myself.
extra 100 gold. You should tell him the story about Silrin, for like an extra 100
Oh
gold.
yes, yes, yes.
The sad thing is that the greatest exploit that this party has been in, well, the man who completed it is no longer with us. He has departed this vale of tears.
By the legendary
Yes.
feat.
The greatest warriors among us do tend to leave us too early. It is a great sorrow. But, yes.
If you wouldn't mind if I bent your ear to tell you the tale of the great warrior bard Silrin.
Please.
Dandy will openly weep while Brevin speaks about
A while back, we were at the city of Tribor, and while we were there, was assaulted by a pair of fire giants and their
A
minions.
pair of fire giants.
Yes. The day itself seemed like it was all but lost, with the two great creatures just slowly strolling through town. Even our valiant efforts weren't enough to dissuade them fully. Silrin, seeing that hope was lost, and seeing a glorious and noble land, took some small weapons, jumped up upon horseback, standing upon it, because, like all bards, he was a man who enjoyed a show.
I believe he was also enlarged.
Mm-hmm. And he charged the male of the two fire giants, sung on his lips and a war cry in his heart. And with a single blow, he struck it with these magical explosives, right in its midsection, and a thunderous boom was loud with a wave of heat and thunder larger than any fireball that you've seen came from it. When the smoke had settled, he himself was gone, with only a few of his items left behind. But the foe itself lay dead from the hands of this mortal man.
Magnificent. Giant Slayers. Another one. A company of heroes. Another one. Truly. Gods among men. The last one. It's settled then! They all rise at once. You shall be our greatest hunt yet.
Oh.
And we're going to call it a session there, everybody.
Aww.